Hey everybody, Joe Haygood here, aka mclazyj. We're back. Input. I need to turn it down. That kind of feedback coming over the microphone. So hopefully everybody's doing well. I'm doing fine. I can't complain. So, as you can see, we are playing some Wii Sports Club bowling. Now, of course, that brings up the question, why are you playing Wii Sports Bowling when there is Nintendo Sports or Nintendo Switch Sports? Well, that brings up a good question. Currently, I have made plans to purchase a dock. Oh, this stream's already looking bad. Oh no. We'll see. Sometimes it goes good, sometimes it goes bad. We're just gonna have to see what happens. Oh. Not a good start. That's gonna miss it. Oh, shit.
That's it.
Well, hopefully fixing these problems will be that I have purchased a dock. A Switch dock. I actually bought the OLED dock. With the reason being is the OLED dock has a Ethernet jack on it.
Nice spare.
And I'd like to use it at home for downloading purposes. So, of course, I then get the question, what does that mean for your bowling streams? Because I do my bowling streams a fairly amount at lunch. So, I bought that dock at home so I could have the other dock here. You know, so that way I can have the Switch dock here and I can bring the Switch in and play.
Two for two.
It is funny how different the mechanics are. Yeah, I know it's choppy. I can't figure out why the Wii U gets choppy from time to time when it comes to streaming from it. It's like sometimes it's buttery smooth and then other times it's like, I don't know. Doesn't make any sense. Ugh. And the funny thing is, it's mostly just the Switch. Like when I stream Xbox, even when I did Stadia, I didn't get that kind of chop. So I mean, I have definitely isolated it just to the Wii U. I just can't figure out why sometimes it's not there and then other times it is. If that makes sense. But neither here nor there. Oh, shit. I can say that we had our first tournament win last night. Wow, I feel like Rico Suave right now. Remember Gerardo back in the 80s? Got all this chest showing. Probably against the terms of service. Anyways. Ooh. Plan is to have the dock here so that way I can just bring the Switch in, drop it in, and I can play. And the hope is that it also ends up improving
Right.
the bowling streams, because I won't have this weird choppiness, because I've streamed from the Switch before and it's never been an issue.
Good pickup.
Yeah, I've even gone so far as to like close and open things, and like I said, it's funny because like trying to see if I see anything that might be causing us problems. We'll see, I'll keep that open just in case. Oof. That was kind of gross. Not what I wanted to do. That might be my all-time worst round. No, it's not. I didn't make it over 150, so that's something. So of course, I get asked the question, does that mean that you're killing your Wii U streams? And the hope is, I mean, let's be honest. More than likely, yes. More than likely, yes. And oh, come on, man. I'm not starting off with a split. There we go.
Nice one.
Now, I'm not getting rid of the Wii U. It's still gonna be here at work. And from time to time, I may end up using it. I still have some games in my drawer that I don't mind playing on it, or that I might want to get to at some point.
Good pickup.
I made the joke to the You Like the Worst Stuff crew that I was like, gotta keep it around. Never know when I might finally play Zack and Wiki. But in all seriousness, it more than likely I could use it for. At that point, I'd have the ability to stream more Switch games, especially at work too. Because I would like to get back to whatchamacallit, Tokyo Mirage Sessions. I got some grinding to do in that thing. Oh my goodness. It is funny how different the mechanics are between this and oh my god, it's falling apart today. I even told myself too, I should just take today off, watch the Wickham game. Wickham Wanderers are playing MK Dons. Or Milton Keys Dons. There we go. Right. So I didn't though. I was like, oh no, it'll be fine. Except I keep hitting the center pin just mercilessly.
Nice spare.
But let's go over some of the stuff with that. So I did, like I said, I started playing some. I bought it, and I was pretty happy with the game, although it takes some time to get used to the mechanics. The mechanics, you know, you would think it's like it's bowling, okay? It's bowling. But it actually, there are some mechanical torques with it that are a little different. I started off playing a solo game. Me and my wife and Seth, we played a gamer. Oops. Do it backwards.
Nice
one. Finding the floor marking was key. The physics seem a little different. I can confirm I have not launched my Wii or my Joy-Con at a TV in my house yet. I do wear the straps.
Good pickup.
$168. Terrible, 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 terrible. And, oh yeah, terrible. But once I got into it and I played it a little bit, I started to feel it more, and you start to feel it, and you do start to feel it. And I am really engrossed. It's terrible. I knew that right away. I spun it out. See, I'm controlling this like I would the Switch, and it is different. Oh, that was lucky. What happened here? Oh, okay. I was just saying, like, how did we get that last pin to go? But, I definitely found that the spin rotation's a little different. And there's a point where sometimes I've had it a couple times where I question whether the Joy-Con is registering my rotation, because I'll have a ball just putter off to the right. Also, coming from Wii Sports Club, you hold the trigger and release when you want to throw. In Nintendo Switch Sports, you hold said trigger through the entire swing and release and wait. If you let go of it at any point until it's registered that ball is down the lane, it's going to tell you you messed up. Now, there's two things about that that's interesting. Number one, if you think you have a bad throw, you can kind of decommit with no real penalty. Because you let go. Now, granted, there's a clock that runs if you're playing multiplayer. But you can decommit from that swing or that throw at any point if you let go. Even when the ball has been released, I've had to go a quarter way down the lane and then it says, oh, you let go of the ZR button. And it seems like that shouldn't be able to happen. You know, that seems bad. So you know, it's a mechanical choice, but it seems like it's a way, if you feel like you got a bad release or if you have a bad ball going, you can quickly pop that thing and have it deregister your swing. And it'll, even though the ball's already going down the lane, it'll be like, you let go. But also, as someone that has had Wii Sports Club fresh in their mind, I was constantly letting go of the trigger. Constantly letting go of the trigger. And obviously that's bad because it would deregister the swing and be like, no, you messed up real bad. Be like, you did a thing that was bad. And it's like, okay. That seems harsh, but anyways. It's something that you have to kind of get used to and get over, but I was getting used to it. It'll be interesting to see how it goes when I go home tonight. And if I play some tonight, which more than likely I will. It'll be interesting to see how that affects me again, because it's like I haven't played this in a while. Oh my goodness. Great way to start off, guys.
Great throw.
Oh man, that went way too far.
All right.
But as for the game itself, it's very enjoyable. Now, I am speaking only of the bowling at this point, because weirdly enough, I have not played anything else yet. It has been a lot of non-stop bowling for me. But I am big. See, the way I would hold the Switch remote, I'm holding this thing and I'm actually turning the ball out. The Joy-Con, I guess I should say.
Nice one.
Oh.
Good pickup. Nice
There we
one.
go. I'll take it. The mode I'm most addicted to right now in the bowling is, like I said, the multiplayer. The multiplayer, it's basically bowler elimination through a 10-frame game. So what do I mean by that? The idea is that you start off with 16 players in a game, and the top 8 will advance. And the advancement is based on being in the top 8 after 3 frames. Now, there's some weird things I don't like about this mode in a sense, but overall I like the premise.
Great throw.
The idea is relatively simple, it's easy to grasp, and it's a lot of fun. I do wish there was a resign at some point, because I've had multiple occasions where I knew mathematically there was no way I could come back. You make a mistake, it can be hurtful, and I'm turning this thing out now, which is weird. If you're mathematically eliminated, you have to go through the motions. Even if in the first frame you're like, I threw a gutter ball, and if you don't make a spare, you're done. You're not gonna make it back. You're not gonna get into the top 8. I guarantee you. Guarantee that you will not get into that top 10. So that's a bit of a bummer. And it takes away from you getting into another game. The idea is that you want to move through this thing as fast as possible. So
All right.
anyways, that is getting the top 8 after 3 rounds. The other problem I have with that is, if you get in that 3rd frame and you're in a tight spot, like in a tight race with somebody,
Great throw.
and let's say like you throw a spare, and let's say they give a 9, they might be ahead of you. And you say, how is that? How is it I might get eliminated and they don't? Because they only count the 10 points for the spare. And if you're in that 3rd point of the elimination round, you're never going to get your 4th ball counted if you're eliminated.
Two for two.
If that makes sense. You know, the idea is that you hit that third frame and it's only counting the points that are in that frame. So if you don't get eliminated and you play the fourth round, oh yeah, you get that 10 plus your points, and then, you know, and you're fine. But yeah, if you get a strike or a spare in that round, you just get the 10 points. And you could be highly screwed.
Amazing.
Highly screwed. So that said, though, the mechanics itself behind it are like super fun. You know, there's all this pressure on you to do well, to succeed. If you get what I mean, it's like
All right.
it's pushing you and pushing you and pushing you to make sure that you bowl better. You know, and then on top of it all, you have this mechanic where you're being graded and ranked. You know, like we have our star 6, star 7, you know, all those kind of rankings, right? It starts you at an unranked. Then you start out in E, and then there's an E plus, and then D, and then I see D plus, and so on and so on and so on and so on. Now, a huge mechanical difference they have made with rankings in Nintendo Switch Sport, which I think is for the better, because you've seen it here when I play, is I have no consequence for messing up. I can't go backwards. You can only go forward. So you can really go over and over and over again. You can really mess yourself up continuously. And it does not matter. I will always be at a star 6 until I become a star 7 or star 8 or whatever it is. You will never go back down. That is not the case. I can and did lose part of my bar on rankings if you perform poorly. And my guess is as you get higher up, those penalties can become bigger and they can be far more costly to you. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, look at this. Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Well, that was uncalled for. Highly uncalled for. Oh, I missed that first one. That was painful. So yes, there is pain and pleasure with that game in regards to those ranking systems. Now, mechanics in itself, it works fine. It does. Like I said, it's a little different if you played a bunch of Wii Sports Club or Wii Sports or Wii Sports Resort bowling. The touch is a little more refined, so you got to be a little more careful. When you spin the ball, like, you got to be very careful with that spin because it can fly across the room. I haven't found a way to just have the ball go off into the gutter halfway down the lane here in Wii Sports Club, but I have definitely been able to do that in Nintendo Switch Sports bowling. I have sent a ball flying to the left at a high rate of speed because that thing, when it picks up, it comes across. So the spin becomes a mechanical factor. And all you're doing is just turning the wrist with that to get your spin. And it works good though. Don't get me wrong, it works phenomenally well. I have no complaints over the bowling mechanics in that game at all. I get a little frustrated because sometimes it's not so much the mechanics. I think it's the equipment, the accelerometer. I think sometimes doesn't read the swing all the way through, and like I had sometimes where it just veered off to the far right, even though I can tell my hand has turned over to spin left. And that had to happen a handful of times, not a ton, but enough where sometimes it's annoying, especially if you're having a good game, you're in an elimination round, you need that third round to save you, and your ball just starts sailing off to the left, and you're just like, alright, well, I guess I just lost this round. But it's fun, it's broken up well, so like, it's basically set up with 4 rounds. And so, you have your first round, which is frames 1 through 3. Your second round, 4, 5, and 6. And then your semis, 7, 8, 9. And then your finals, which is the 10th frame. You get that 3 balls in the 10th frame, theoretically. At least 2, possibly 3. Now, the critical point of it is like you have to be in the top. Like the first round is like 8 out of 16. Then the next one is top 5 out of the 8. Then it's the top 3 out of those 5. Now, if there's a tie, it actually does let more people come in because it doesn't try to do tie breaking. It just says, all right, if you've all got, we're going to take, if 33 was the lowest score and there's 3 people with 33, then those 3 people get in. So you might have a second round where it's like only the top 5 out of 10 move on. Have I ever bowled a 300 game in regular bowling, Kyle? No. No, I have not. I actually do have a friend, though, that got deep in the leagues. Like, he started in leagues with me. I was playing at more amateur level. I'm probably about a 170 bowler, a 170 to 180 bowler. Consistently. But my friend who kept bowling after I stopped, and I think still bowls in league to this day, almost 30 years later, he has, I think, 17 or 19 300 games under his belt. And I believe he is a 279 average. Oh no, I have never. No, I've never had a 300 game. Best I have done is a 280. Best I have ever done is a 280. Best I've ever done in 100 pin is on the Wii Sports Resort. I got 27.99. I had all strikes and one spare. And it was a 99, or 98, might have been a 98 hash on the spare. So 98 and then the pickup. And so I had a 27.99. My 280, and it was the same thing. I had the second frame blew me up in that 100 pin. And when I was playing here, and it's the screenshot you see when you come into the stream. It's my placeholder shot. Oh, that's the worst. Well, and Kyle, just so you know, here's my plans. I was mentioning it earlier, but I'll mention it again because Kyle is a longtime listener of the Like the Worst Stuff podcast. I think he goes back to the Arrow podcast, possibly, which is a long time for him to be listening to my dumb ass. Oh, I love it when I do stuff like that. But I have bought a Switch OLED dock. I didn't buy an OLED Switch, but I bought the OLED Switch dock, which does work with the current Switch. And I'm bringing the original Switch dock here into the office so I can do Nintendo Switch Sports at lunch. So who knows, maybe we'll get lucky, we'll play online against one another. Because right now, I play it late at night after my wife's watched her TV shows. Now some people are going to say, well, why don't you just stream it at home? I don't like the condition of my living room right now to show it to the public, so... Which basically is telling you right now I'm a bit of a sloppy Susan.
Good pickup.
Or I guess I should say sloppy Sam. Hey, sloppy Joe. I should have gone there. The joke literally wrote itself, didn't it?
Great throw.
But so I'll be doing but right now when I play, I'm playing against like all of South Asia. I'm playing against like the Philippines, Thailand, Vietnam. Occasionally I get somebody in there from like a Germany or something like that, but it's all the characters are all double byte South Asian, South Pacific character sets when it comes up. So it's like, all right. I did win my first tournament last night. I won it with a 193. I'm jealous of your 288. I need more practice. I gotta get in more than an hour a night. But what are your thoughts on the mechanics and stuff, everything, Kyle? I mean, I enjoy it. I like it. I don't have any complaints about it. I just need more practice. I kind of need to get a more consistent mechanic. Like here, I can be consistent, and it just seems like I always blow a frame somewhere. I just blow through that consistency and like one frame, and it destroys you. It's so demoralizing too. Especially like in your case, where you're like all the way to the 10th frame. Like for me, my 280, I had a strike, then a spare. And what was funny was I was here after work, I was running some reports, and so I wasn't even really paying a ton of attention to it. I was just sort of like, I had it off to the side, and it was just sort of like, you know, the reports were running, so I was just sort of like, whatever. And what's funny is, it proves that old adage, like, when you're focused on getting at something, like, I want the 300 game, right? And you become bitterly focused on it. You make more mistakes, right? But here was something where I was paying more attention to what I was doing after hours at work. I was like, I got this report, and I'm having to run it, you know, and I'm waiting for the results, and I'm like, I want to get out of here. I want to get on my drive home. And my drive's like an hour and a half home commute, you know, and I'm like, I'm just really focused on that. And And I think it was because my focus was over here, I didn't get caught up in the mechanics of it. Because that's what starts happening. As you see the bar coming along, as you see things going the way they're going, you start paying attention to your mechanic. You start micro-analyzing everything. And the next thing you know, you're blowing it. Just blowing up your spot. And you're like, how does that happen? You know, how did I let that happen? I've been bowling so well, and then it's like, you know, you just see, like there, I started thinking about the mechanics. I hadn't really noticed what I was doing until I saw that like 6 or 7 in a row, and I was like, oh. And then I blew it out the window. In the 9th frame. The first frame and then the 9th frame. Oh my goodness. But the truth in advertising right there. See, I started thinking about the mechanics now, and I'm over analyzing where I stand, and I blew up my spot.
Nice one.
Good to end with a strike at least. Now my highest in this, I think it's like a 26.96. So I actually came at 100 less because of the other spares. That kind of threw me off. But I do like the new mechanics where like you can lose prestige. I really like that a lot because like I said, I have no skin in this game. I can't lose my level star 7 at all. It's impossible. Oh. So
Nice spare.
you know, now the other thing I don't like, the other thing I'm not a huge fan of with it right now is right now when you get your rewards, your reward points, you can't pick what you want.
All
You
right.
are left to the random draw. And I say that because last night, like, I saw, like, oh, they have face masks. I like my character to have a face mask in the game. If you've seen me play Forza Horizon 5, my character has a face mask. Oh, look, that guy came back hard. That pin came all the way back for me. Thank you. Anyways, point I'm getting at is, and I just lost my. Oh, so I wanted the face mask. Oh, that was terrible. I let go of that one late. I just wanted the face mask. It was the last damn, no, second to last damn thing I got in that first block of rewards. I mean, it went through. I was down to finally green eyes. I think it was green eyes or eye shape, and the mask. And I finally got the mask. I was like, oh my god, thank you. So also it'd be nice to have a console that doesn't freak out and stutter. 'Cause I don't know what it is. It's just a Wii U. I play the Xbox out in here, no problems. Never had an issue with it. Wii U just acts weird. Sometimes it's smooth as butter, and then other times it's just choppy as a ship out at sea. Can't figure it out. Done numerous tests. That one I came 2 up on the center pin. But and then what's funny is I finally got the master. I was like, oh, I'm gonna try one of the ones in the new one. They just put out the soccer themed one, and the first thing I get is the crop top outfit, and I was like, well, I'm all for freedom of representation, but it was not what I was looking for. Finally, though, I got the mobster tracksuit, and I was pretty happy with that. That red tracksuit, all I could think of is like, every mob guy in a movie has worn this red tracksuit at some point. Oh. The one time I don't want to do that. Oof. Also, I had one of my best screw jobs last night in the freaking Nintendo Switch Sports, where I had the pin bounce up against the sidewall of the pit and come back and sit down. And I was like, are you kidding me right now? I did. I thought I had a surefire strike. And I watched that thing spin over and come, it hit and came back, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, man, you know when luck is against you. It was like watching that Manchester City game yesterday, and it was like, I knew I was tempting fate. I was like, good. And it's like they scored that goal, that second goal of the day, and I'm like, all right, they're up 5, or that was maybe his first goal of the day, but I'm like, they're up 5-3 on aggregate. It's all good. It was not all good. They gave up 2 goals in stoppage time, the 91st and 92nd minute, and then they turned around and gave up a penalty kick in overtime. And that was real annoying. But I think that's going to close me out for the day. Actually, let me see something real quick. Okay, I just want to make sure that it wasn't, I hadn't busted something. Alright, well, that's going to do it for us this evening, or this afternoon. Thanks, Kyle, for stopping by. I'm really jealous of your 288, and I kind of hate you now. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, brother. It's all good. We're going to be back tomorrow night, definitely, with Cyberpunk 2077, and we're going to be tasting our Coca-Cola Bite-flavored soda, which on the box, the tagline is, taste the magic of pixel, or pixels. I'm sorry, pixels. So we're going to find out what a pixel, apparently in the eyes of Coca-Cola, tastes like. Should be interesting. But that'll be during the stream tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. And we're going to probably play some Cyberpunk 2077, or it'll be Ghost of Tsushima. Maybe I'll put a poll up, see who wants what on what day. But until then, thank you everybody for watching. Have a wonderful evening or a wonderful afternoon. Have a wonderful drive home. Have a wonderful, if you're already at home because you're 3 hours ahead of me or however many hours ahead of me, great. I'm jealous. I'm still here at work and have a full afternoon to go through. So, till then, bye guys.